It's Nolan.
But I feel like a player when this shit come on.
Yeah, this that Atlanta shit, Alabama shit, Mississippi, this that country soul. Reeboks and Jabos, rep your city. This for the South, roll off in our mouth. Sweet tea sip, old school with the wood grain whip. Jamming that's crucial when we tip. This that Atlanta shit, Alabama shit, Mississippi, this that country soul. Reeboks and Jabos, rep your city. This for the South, roll off in our mouth. Sweet tea sip, old school with the wood grain whip. J Nolan that's crucial when we tip. Fresh off the porch on my dogs. No f with the blogs, my niggas is stars. I'm feeling like Chico the bar. No play the guitar, it's time that I floss. Haters be gripping my balls. I'm flipping the stack when I get my deposit. Get your hand on my pockets. I keep them in check like I'm great in assignments. I'm alive, willing my fortune like Vanna White. Keep me a chick to be loyal, my feet to the soil. I'm making a sacrifice. Cut out the gas and no butter knife. Stand in the corners, 3 in the morning. Police swarming, mad at my brother for pushing the foreign. Don't even know that we got it from touring. This be boring. Feeding the rumors. Guess I'm all in they malice and Thomas. I could pull up just me and some shooters. In the party with shots like it's Dugas. Y'all should probably thank God that I'm cooler. Cause I'm focused on money, got 99 problems. I keep it 100, my start to be rising. Y'all know gon' plummet. It's that Atlanta shit, Alabama shit, Mississippi, this that country soul. Reeboks and Jabos, rep your city. This for the South, roll off in our mouth. Sweet tea sip, old school with the wood grain whip. Jamming that's crucial when we tip. This that Atlanta shit, Alabama shit, Mississippi, this that country soul. Reeboks and Jabos, rep your city. This for the South, roll off in our mouth. Sweet tea sip, old school with the wood grain whip. Jamming that's crucial when we tip. Okay.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. As y'all come on in, be sure to pay the price of admission with the likes. You know what I'm saying? We just need to get them quick, real quick. Just crack them one good time with the likes. You know, just to play the algorithm game. You know what I mean? Now, again, Southside Nolan CDs are available on realjnolan.com. The new single Big Dog is out on all platforms. I know it may seem like a lot coming at you, but your boy has been, hey man, y'all want me to pursue being an artist? Y'all don't want me to just do this? Y'all say, man, where your music at? Where your music at? So in order to be a musician and an artist, I gotta tell y'all what's happening, right? So Big Dog is on all platforms. You can stream it, you know what I'm saying? And then we have Southside Nolan available on realjnolan.com, hard copies where you can order them for memorabilia, or if you still have a CD player, you can play that bit on there. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your flavor is, we can fulfill it. All right. Now, we open up the show with this song called Atlanta Shit. Cause we talking about my Southside sister, Miss Latto. Just briefly, ain't a lot going on. But we're gonna be talking about her in this video. We're going to be talking about Coi Leray and her ongoing label struggles, which are restricting her from putting out music, which is why you haven't heard from her very much recently. And we're also going to be talking about the transformation that major labels are undergoing right in front of our faces right now. We've got Mr. DeMizza. Y'all may not know who he is, but we've discussed him and his content here on my channel before. He's basically a record producer, songwriter, etc. Most known for working with Dr. Dre, very closely associated with working with Mariah Carey and other legends in the music industry. And he's creating content nowadays talking about what's going on within the industry. So he's got a couple of hot takes. Well, I won't even say hot takes, but he's got a couple of updates that are happening behind the scenes in the game, and given his perspective, we're going to talk about those things as well. One being Atlantic Records, and they allegedly let go 50 artists from their roster, right? And with that 50 artists, there's also looming layoffs for people that work up there. So that's a thing. And I would imagine if they're letting go 50 artists, they're also probably letting go some of those subsidiary labels that they probably had signed under them, which is something that Ray Daniels has been talking about quite a bit lately. And then we're also going to be talking about UMG, Universal Music Group, and their new deal, direct deal with Meta. And of course, Meta is responsible for Facebook and Instagram. That's going to be a very interesting conversation because things are changing, and music, the way we receive music is changing as well. If you've been paying attention this year, we're going to get into all of that in a little bit. First, let's get to Miss Latto. All right. Now, I didn't know that there was negativity surrounding the song Brokey. I knew when she initially played the Brokey record for the first time, when she was in the club and she was talking about how some people only get to go out of town on their birthday. I said, ooh, that's a controversial lyric, but I like it. You got to flex on these motherfuckers. Hip hop is about that. You know what I'm saying? Well, I won't say hip hop is about that, but hip hop has become about that. You got to flex hard on these motherfuckers, man. Don't nobody want to hear no lukewarm flex. That don't do nothing for nobody. We want to hear something we ain't heard before. So she said, you only get to go out of town on your birthday. Stung me a little bit, but I said, shit, I don't give a fuck. I don't even go out of town on my birthday. I'm not tripping. Shit, I don't be wanting nothing for my birthday any goddamn way, man. Fuck it. But she came out recently on social media and let it be known that she did not mean any offense towards anybody, and she was not calling hardworking people brokies. Here's what Big Latto had to say. She says, I hate that y'all think I was calling hard workers brokies. And then she put a heartbreak emoji there. So she says, so I've got $10,000 for whoever makes the best video at their job to Brokey. I will fly you out to be in the music video. No more waiting till your birthday to go out of town. Tag me and hashtag Brokey so I can see them all. And I must say, people are definitely following this call to action. All right. Once again, I did not know that there was any controversy around this. Hopefully this is like manufactured controversy and not real life controversy, because we've been getting stunted on in hip hop lyrics for decades and everybody was fine. You know, if anyone were to be called out for work shaming people, I think Cardi B did an excellent job of that when she said that that girl Paris worked at Marshall's or wherever the fuck she worked at earlier this year. Y'all know I rock with Cardi B, but I had to say, hey, that's not the most glistening light to put yourself in when you say stuff like that. People will feel away. The Brokey thing, I didn't take no type of way when I heard it, but I understood some people could. But again, I hope that this is just manufactured. Okay? So people are indeed doing content at their jobs. And I really do hope, even more than the manufacturism of this whatever, I hope nobody get their motherfucking ass fired on the job for doing goddamn TikTok, Instagram, reel content while you're supposed to be at motherfucking work. You better hope that you can do the shit on your breaks. You better hope you got a private office where you can do a little 10-second whoop-de-woo and get back to your assignment, because a lot of you motherfuckers been out here, you know, per my last email, y'all been getting real fly with that per my last email shit. Niggas gonna be sending your ass one of them emails in a minute, and it might be your last, if you know what I mean. So please, participate responsibly in Latto's Brokey Challenge, okay? We just had to address that at the top of the show. I'm wishing everybody the best. 10,000 is not nothing to scoff at, especially coming from an artist. And she's going to be flying for your travel to come be in the music video. This could be a great opportunity. I would think this is going to be for young folk, older people. Please, once again, be responsible with your platform and with your occupation and profession. I would hate to see you out on the streets because you wanted to do a TikToker. Okay? Oh, man, let's progress with the show. I told y'all we was only going to talk about Latto for a little quick second. Latto did come up in conversation the other day as well. Apparently, Ice Spice is out here duplicating Latto outfits once again. You know, Baby Storm is fucking whistleblower of the year, I must say. She came out and told us that Ice Spice used to study Latto, used to study her looks. There's been people online that have made a living out of pointing out whenever she does something to spite or copy Latto. There's actually, I would say, in the upwards of about 10 looks and outfits that Ice Spice has duplicated from Latto's closet. I don't know what that's about, but here we are with another one. She just put the Popeye video out from her Y2K album. We're gonna keep this short and sweet, but I am gonna put it up here just so y'all know. I don't know what Ice Spice is a fucking weird character. Let me make this a little smaller. Okay. So we've got Latto on the left side, Spicy on the right. Same exact piece. Wishing you all love and light in your lives. If there's one thing that I will always find weird is you've been dissing somebody and you want to look just like them. That's crazy work to me. Didn't mean for Ice Spice to catch a stray, but when you acting stray, I guess that's what you receive. Okay, moving right along. Damn. So in addition, we've got Miss Coi Leray. Now, of course, we have not seen too much of Coi Leray recently because she's been going through some changes in her career. I think she put out some kind of Blue Moon or something project not too long ago, and that was more of like an experimental R&B project, getting away from the hip hop. She was trying to get away from the TikTok friendly music. She was trying to charter a new path, and I think along this stride, there's been some ups and downs. She did get the opportunity to tour. I think she was opening up. Oh, I won't say opening up, but she was, a supporting act on Jhené Aiko's tour, and I think she probably gained some new fans there. From a different vantage point. But for the most part, she hasn't been extremely visible this year. You know what I'm saying? We had the ups and downs with the music industry and TikTok, and a lot of people were looking in her direction when UMG and all these different labels and stuff started pulling out from their partnerships with TikTok, because they're like, damn, we know who finna get the goddamn boot in a second. She fought back against that and said, yo, I'm not just a TikTok artist. I'm going to show y'all. She might have shown somebody, but I think, that project, it didn't really get a lot of support. Since then, again, she hasn't been super visible. So she comes out and says this. People been asking me about my music, but I've been dealing with this shitty ass production company my entire career. And I'm really tired of being silent. Billy J thinks he can control my life. Nah, kid. She comes back and says people will try to take and take and take, but never bite the hand that feeds you. Okay? Furthermore, she followed up yesterday and said something telling me to cut my hair again, but nah, so whatever. And then she says still healing. So it seems she's going through an existential crisis in terms of her music career, the people that she originally signed with. Because this is the thing about the production company game. And we've talked a little bit about this recently in recent videos, is a lot of artists get introduced via a production company. And sadly, when an unknown, undiscovered artist signs with a production company, it's typically the best and worst thing that's going to happen to them in their career. Best thing being, if that production company goes out and finds themselves a JV partnership to align themselves with a major label, then that's going to be the opportunity for them to provide you a platform for you to get in front of the world, right? And we see this with so many people, right? Megan Thee Stallion was brought to us via 1501/Warner 300, right? 1501 was the production company. We were introduced to, numerous artists that either signed to another artist label or signed to a smaller local company that's trying to make a name for themselves. They start grabbing up talent, and whoever, gets the shine sticks. We could go through so many other examples, but I would be racking my brain trying to think of all the specificity of it. So I'd rather not, right? But Coi Leray clearly was brought in under a very similar mantle, right? So going back through Coi Leray's career, it seems that she started her career with a company called 1801 Records. Now, I don't know what the fuck it is about these niggas and these 1501, 1801, but that shit's a red fucking flag, nigga. Don't come to me with no numbers in your goddamn... Don't come to me with no numbers in your company name. Only number I want to see is, what is my percentage, bitch? How much am I going to get that's non-recoupable, motherfucker? Show me those numbers. Fuck the numbers in your goddamn company name. 1501, 1801. Show me what my motherfucking, show me what my 1040 tax return gonna look like fucking with you guys. How about that? Where's 1040 records at? God damn it. So she started her career with this company, 1801. I believe she signed with them in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. They say Coi Leray began making waves before 2017 wrapped up with her singles GAN and Pot Girl. This was all independent on her own thing. The two singles garnered initial buzz due to their hard-hitting beats, her uniqueness of being able to both rap and sing, and the substance in her songwriting. Coi is a unique breed of artist. Her delivery is aggressive and in your face, but her message is rare and provides a perspective unlike other female MCs in the game. At the young age of 16, Coi Leray dropped everything in her life, leaving high school and walking away from her family in order to pursue her dreams. She's here to break the stereotypes and provide a new definition for female MCs all over the world. Coi might be young, sitting at only 20 years old, but she has a vision. Her soul is old, yet her sound is new and refreshing. With her debut project, Everything Cause, now out and a barrage of upcoming shows in her current calendar, Coi Leray is aiming to make sure that 2018 is hers for the taking. So actually, she signed to them before 2019, because 2018... is when they made this announcement on their website, and they have not updated it. So she looks like a very regular person on the 1801 Records website. I think it's a huge disservice that they haven't updated it, but I'm glad you haven't, because at least I get to see what y'all saw when y'all originally posted this, right? So this is before the TikTok breakouts and all this stuff. This is when she was kind of like shadowing Trippie Redd, because I think they were dating, and she was basically coming up doing a similar type of she was appealing to his audience in simplest terms. So there's that, right? Now 1801 was started by this gentleman by the name of Billy J, who she name dropped in her tweet. AKA Billy Jones, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see here. They got this weird ass website just bouncing back and forth. Let me screenshot this shit so I can read it to y'all. All right. So as far as Billy J is concerned, Billy is a seasoned music industry manager with exceptional A&R skills and a knack for building valued relationships with A-list talent and top brands. He's managed numerous stars and celebrities, including Bridget Kelly, shout out to Bridget, Ray J, Brandy, Slaughterhouse, Dr. Genius, and Young Berg. So those are some of his past clients. I don't know how many of them he's currently working with, but none of them are signed to 1801, but he worked with them in a management capacity, right? Bridget Kelly, I don't even know if she's still doing music. Ray J, we know, has moved on to building his network, recently sold his Raycon brand. Brandy is still out here doing her thing, touring. I think new music may be on the way from her. Slaughterhouse has disbanded. Dr. Genius is a producer. And Young Berg is no longer Young Berg. He's Hitmaker. I'm pretty sure he's not managed by Billy Jones anymore. So it seems that all of his clients have moved on. Billy has also secured brand partnerships and executed strategic promotions with Neiman Marcus, Nokia, Under Armour, the NBA, Ciroc, and Hennessy, just to name a few. He's also held A&R positions at Steve Rifkin's SRC, Kanye's Good Music, John Monopoly's Hustle Inc., who's also associated and back managing Kanye as of today, Universal Motown, and Universal Republic Records. Billy holds a strong footing in the tech world, having run the urban marketing division for UCAS Corporation and helped create Urban Media Hub, This50.com for rapper 50 Cent. So that's a good one. This is 50 is no longer relevant anymore, but it had its moment. His most notable endeavor in tech was heading Facebook's gaming platform Gidget, where he secured name and likeness like licensing deals for over 100 top artists in all genres of music. All right. So he's somewhat a reputable figure in the music industry. He's worked with a variety of different people, but Coi Leray is saying that he is the one that's hindering her career. And, you know, things haven't been going well. She says he feels like he has the ability to run her life. She's saying, nigga, fuck you. So sounds to me like she wants to get off of 1801. 1801 is, again, the production company behind her. She has a label situation with Republic, but I think Republic dropped her this year. Didn't Republic drop her? Or is that a lie? I think, no, she went to Uptown, which I thought was weird as fuck. I think all of that happened this year. Let me see. Coi Leray signed with Uptown Records, Republic Records, and released her self-titled album Coi June 23rd, 2023. But I could have swore she left Republic. Thought she talked about that earlier this year. Let me just check one more time. Whatever. What the fuck has Uptown done? Now, y'all remember, this is the same Uptown from Harv Pierre, the Diddler back in the late 80s, early 90s. That same Uptown, I guess they've come back into the marketplace and are trying to revamp themselves. It's not too many of these companies that come back from the dead that actually do well. This ain't the Thriller music video, goddammit. But they must have gave her a bag to fuck with them. And 1801, I believe, is who originally got her deal with Republic. Can only hope for the best. That's what I'll say, right? I'm quite sure if she says this guy is trying to run her life, she's bringing music to the table and he must be saying, no, you're not ready. It's not good enough. It's not happening. And based on probably the lack of success from her previous project, they looking at her like, you don't get to make the decisions. You don't get to make the decisions. You ain't put up enough numbers. Let me see. Where's the Coi Leray Blue Moon project? Because I could have swore. So that dropped August 30th, 2023. And that ain't, I don't think that produced any hits. And I'm not the hit guy. I'm just saying, as far as music, artists, labels are concerned, you got to talk about hits because that's what they respect. She signed to Uptown, Republic, and fucking, goddamn. This is what they be talking about. This is what we be talking about, man. You signed to one nigga that signed to another nigga that signed to another nigga. That's what be going on. And this is why artists be in a bit of a pickle. We'll generalize this conversation because I know a lot of y'all don't really care about Coi Leray directly. So let's just get into what's going on with the music industry at large at this point. As stated in the top of the video, Atlantic has let 50 artists go from their roster. Now, I would assume that these artists are probably not prime time artists. They're not letting Bruno Mars go. They're not letting Cardi B go. They're not letting goddamn who else is over there? Roddy Ricch. Let's take a gander at the current Atlantic artists. Okay. A Boogie, he's not going nowhere. Ed Sheeran, he's not going nowhere. They got Burna Boy. None of these people are going nowhere. Charlie XCX is having a good run right now. Cordae, I think Cordae might want to leave because he's doing everything on his fucking own. I don't even understand what, like, I think they must have did like a JV partnership. I know he's got his own high level company. Yeah, run. Okay. Don Toliver, that's cool. Death Cab for Cutie, I don't even know if they're releasing music anymore. Finesse 2 Times, FKA Twigs. I feel like we've recently gone through this this roster. Flyanna Boss is over there, but I think one of the ladies from that group recently had a child, so you know they're trying to get their footing to get back out there. Wishing them the best because she got pregnant as soon as they like popped off of TikTok and all that stuff. Jerry Carlo's not going nowhere. Janelle Monáe, we'll see. I think she would love to leave and do her own thing too, because I think she just has an independent spirit. Kehlani, I think Kehlani recently left, didn't she? So they got a pretty decent roster over there at Atlantic, right? It's not a crazy roster, but it's notable artists, and we could keep going through it, but there's enough over there. But 50 allegedly just got dropped, and we don't know who those 50 are. And again, I would assume that their companies of these smaller artists also got dropped and layoffs, etc. So let's go ahead and see what DeMizza has to say about this, because this is really a microcosm of what the entire industry is going through. It's not just an Atlantic issue. Everybody's downsizing. Everybody's doing layoffs. Everybody's trying to consolidate funds. We're in the third quarter going into 4, which means more layoffs, more drops are probably going to happen. But let's see what he says.
Breaking news, more blood spilt at Atlantic. 50 artists dropped from the label today, according to Ray Daniels. Not to mention Hits Magazine reporting that Julie Greenwald is running around the hallways like a chicken with her head cut off, spilling blood everywhere and putting everybody on the spot. Look, I don't know what's going on. The only thing that I know is it's much worse than earlier reported, because they're even hitting up Nigerian billionaire, I forgot his name, Ogunlisi, I think his name was, Ogunlisi. I hope I'm saying that right, but they've even been trying to get him to invest in the record business right now. I mean, streaming is flat. It's not growing. There's no catalog. There's no money coming in, and you're making these massive cuts. I mean, why would you invest in Atlantic Records right now? It's obvious they can't manage a company. You know what I mean? Look, I mean, and there's talks of Ed Sheeran and Bruno Mars and them needing the money from the billionaires so that they can stabilize and sign these artists so they have records coming out. I mean, look, the smarter thing would for Ed Sheeran and Bruno Mars would to be go independent and find an outside investor. And by the way, if you guys do, I know just the person to go to. But anyways, yeah. And apparently Julie and Leor were going at it at one point. I didn't even know this. Apparently Leor stabbed Julie in the back when he was going for Max's job when Max was on the way out. I mean, this is Days of Our Lives type stuff. I mean, it's all coming in fragmented. I'll sift through it and let you know when I know more.
All right. Now, of course, it's not you guys' responsibility to know who these people are. When he's talking about Julie Greenwald, she was the former CEO of the company. She's definitely bootstrapped her way through the industry. She was with the Def Jam crew back in the 90s, early 2000s, etc. Mid 2000s, she went over to Atlantic. So did Kevin Lyles. Like that whole Def Jam conglomerate that built the historic run at Def Jam, where they were given all of the small labels those looks, doing partnerships, where you got the Rockefeller, you got the Murder Inc., You had the Rough Riders. All three of those big companies took Def Jam to a huge surge. On the heels of that happening, and then the change of the guard came in around 2004-ish. They brought what was it, L.A. Reid in and all of that shit. The mother niggas got the fuck on. Leor left, and all of them went to Atlantic. And then when you saw all of those people go to Atlantic, that's when you saw people like T.I. then elevate, right? Because T.I. was an Atlantic artist, and he was previously signed to L.A. Reid at LaFace, and they were not properly working his records. Funny how he got the fuck on. He asked for his walking papers. L.A. Reid gave it to him. He goes and signs to Atlantic. All of these iconic, and you know, whether you like them or not, whatever, people from Def Jam, they all show up at Atlantic, start putting work in, and T.I. becomes a primary act for about a decade. So, and there was other artists, of course, that came out of that umbrella. There was the Trey Songz movement, where he's ended up in his life as a man. But we remember that rise to fame that Trey Songz went through at that very same time. Bruno Mars came through there. B.O.B. came through there. Lupe Fiasco came through there, although that was shrouded in controversy as well. But those artists had their biggest runs during the prime of that regime, right? So Julie Greenwald has been there since then. She's been running the show, and they're looking for new energy, in which she was replaced by Elliot Grange. Elliot Grange, as we've talked about on this show, is Lucian Grange's son. Lucian Grange is the CEO of Universal Music, basically the godfather of our current music industry as it stands, because Universal owns somewhere in the upwards of anywhere between 40 to 60% of the industry, right? Elliot Grange is, I ain't going to say a nobody, but he has 10K projects, which brought us Trippie Redd, brought us Tekashi 6ix9ine, Ice Spice, right? So on the heels of that, and these are artists that had very big splashes in the beginning and then fell off hard. We're going to be honest about that. So I don't see how he earned himself a spot to be a CEO of an empire. But again, they're looking for new blood, new energy, and they're spilling new blood by firing and letting go all of the artists that have been sitting in the wings. Artists that were, just kind of tax write-offs for a while. He said, fuck them, they can go. And now jobs are also on the chopping block. Okay? So that's one side of the spectrum. And of course, I can only imagine what Cardi B is dealing with as she's trying to get this album together, get it out. Hopefully there is at least a pocket within that company that still is familiar with her project, is familiar with those meetings. Julie Greenwald is still in an advisory role over there, even though she has been dethroned from her position. She will remain there to the end of the year to try to usher in Elliot. But there's a lot of mess going on over there. Okay? Now, elsewhere in the music industry, as we just spoke about Universal, they have also entered into a new deal with Meta. Again, Meta is the company over Facebook and Instagram. Let's go ahead and hear what Demiza has to say about that.
Breaking news, Universal strikes a deal with Meta to use Universal product across all of Meta's platforms, including WhatsApp, which hasn't been done before. They also slipped in there in the Fighting for Artists' Rights Department, crackdown on AI-generated material that uses unauthorized music from Universal's artists. You know what's still so interesting to me, though, is like with the TikTok deal, they don't give us any information of how it benefits artists. We know it's going to benefit the labels through rev shares and advertising and all of this. But when it comes down to it, artists don't get a lot of money from these streams. I mean, I recently had a song with Nate Dogg that did 250 million streams on TikTok. And it's not how many times they used it, it's how many accounts used it. So maybe 40,000 people used the music, and collectively between all 40,000 accounts, it got 250 million. I don't get paid for the 250 million or the estate of Nate Dogg, and Nate Dogg's kids don't get the $250 million benefit. They get the $40,000 benefit. And it'll probably end up to be like $40 or something like that. But anyways, that's your news for the weekend. I'm out.
All right, that's Demiza once again talking about this partnership between Meta and Universal and how it doesn't seem to be particularly beneficial to the artists, but we'll just see how it continues to pan out moving forward. What I find interesting on this announcement is how things have turned out this year, the relationship between hip hop music in particular and Meta, namely Instagram. Now, if y'all can remember, and we all remember it because we're still talking about it to this day, where did the Kendrick Lamar and Drake diss records drop first? Instagram. Now Universal is in a partnership with Instagram. Drake keeps leaking music via Instagram. Even Kendrick Lamar, Watch the Party Die, Untitled, Black Air Forces, whatever you want to call the song, dropped on Instagram. Seems like there's an interesting play here. I don't know. Maybe the money is going to be increased. Maybe we're going to see more Instagram first right music. You know what I'm saying? We put it on IG for expediency, for buzz purposes, put it on there for a week, put it on there for a couple days before the streaming. I don't know. I don't think too many other artists in the industry are going to be able to have that type of impact as what they are doing. Love or hate either side, as you may. But Drake is one of the biggest artists in the game. And he demands attention when he drops his music on Instagram. Kendrick Lamar, same story. But how many other people are going to be able to drop their music on Instagram and bring that type of traffic? I don't know. But the reason why it's interesting to me is not so much that they're doing it. It's the fact that UMG has been allowing it, which now makes sense if they're in a partnership with Instagram. I would love to know what the backdoor benefits of that actually entail. Demiza says it's not a financial one, which I take his side of it, but I've heard other artists that got way less plays, artists that I've consulted that got way less plays on social media that made much more money than $40. I think he was definitely exaggerating how low those payouts are. It ain't $40, especially if you get that many plays across that many accounts. It ain't $40. It might be 400, might be 40,000, 4,000, somewhere up in there, but it ain't 40. So I would love to get a bit more inside information about what this is really ushering in, as these labels are all trying to find new ways to create energy, create engagement, and ultimately create revenue, not so much for the artist, but for themselves on behalf of said artists. And I just think it's very interesting, once again, that our biggest beef in arguably hip hop history mainly took place on Instagram due to, again, ease of access and expediency. People spending time on there, not going through SoundCloud because SoundCloud is out. But I do wonder what that precedent is setting across the company, because Drake is a UMG artist, as is Kendrick Lamar. You could talk about who's got a licensing deal, who's got a distribution deal, who's in a 360. It doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, they breaking bread with UMG, and something is at play here, even if it's a bigger conversation than what we're privy to. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Once again, new single Big Dog is out. Go check that out. It'll be linked below in the comments. You might be able to see that we're ushering in a new Inside the Industry store on here. So all of the merch will be readily available in the videos. We're still working that out. They're slowly rolling everything out to where it's visible. I don't know why it's going so slow. It was showing the other day, then yesterday it wasn't. Seems to be some sort of bug. But Inside the Industry merch will be available directly for you here on YouTube. We've got the Southside Nolan album available on my website. And Big Dog, once again, if y'all want to support my career, y'all want to continue to see me elevate, y'all want to see me take this, you know what I mean? Y'all really say, hey, you could compete with the niggas that's out. Why you? Hey, it starts here. And if a couple little, you know what I mean, destinations are too much, I understand, but in order to get to that level, we're going to need that support. All right. Much love and respect, y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, king of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like Soldier Rag. Leading my people like quarterback. But I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.